Some of you may have been in class on Monday, and I mentioned that we'll be kind of traveling down a journey of looking at the yamas and niyamas throughout the course of the year. And this week, this month, we're just basically looking at what are these concepts of the yamas and niyamas, where do they come from, why are they such really a huge part of the philosophical foundation of the teachings of yoga. At risk of being slightly redundant from Monday, I'll repeat that the yamas and niyamas come from a text called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And Patanjali is believed, although there's not a lot of historical information on who he was as a human being, but he's believed to be a sage who, in his work, in his volume, codified the whole teaching of yoga into 196 very short aphorisms, these little short sentences that were historically taught through chant. So, and the very first of those aphorisms is, and now the teachings of yoga begin. And then the next one is, yoga, the experience of yoga arises when all the busyness in the mind begins to settle, so that we're not continually in an interpretive mode of looking at life, but our vision becomes clearer. So our biases and our beliefs and our preferences aren't always interfering with and causing projection onto the world. So it's a kind of a big thing. And then the rest of the Yoga Sutras start to unpack, like, well, how do we go about, quieting this busy mind that's always interpreting, and in that interpretation, bringing us stress and bringing us attachment and all of these dances that we do as human beings. And so he codified it into an 8-step process. And one of them are what we've been doing together for years, our asana and our breathing, our yoga postures and our breathing practices. But in that, there's this foundation of these concepts called the yamas and niyamas. And the yamas can often be considered to be observances or ways of being in the world. And their real intention is to minimize our stress. Their intention is to support us in aligning our actions, our communications, our thinking, to align with what we as individuals, and that will be different for each one of you and different for me, but that we can start to align and live from that place of what we really value. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'll speak in a few more pieces as we move through class. So we're going to start seated. So I'd like to welcome you to find a comfortable seated posture. Taking time to align the spine in a way that feels safe, comfortable in your body. And in that lining of your spine, let the shoulders sink and soften down the back. Notice the position of the head, and if the head is forward of the shoulders, can you keep the chin parallel to the ground, engaging those back neck muscles in the back of the neck by just drawing the head back. So if you were wearing very long earrings, those earrings would be touching the top of your shoulders. And here it's often nice to imagine a channel, like a hose or a thin pipe, running down through the center of the body, the central channel. And the bottom of that channel connects us to the earth. And the top of the channel extends way out into the universe. So I've used this language before. It's like becoming a bridge between the earth and the sky. And as you settle into your seated pose and into this image of the central channel, I'd like you to take a few moments to simply become aware of how you're feeling this morning. And in a way that's kind, without interpretation, to just be aware of all that is present. The comfortable, the uncomfortable, what is welcomed and what is resisted, to just let it all be there, not trying to get rid of anything, but to simply notice and acknowledge what is actually there. And in this exploration of how you're feeling, to not only be aware of your body, but your energy, aware of the state of your mind and your internal emotional atmosphere. Be aware of this capacity to notice, to witness what's arising. What an interesting faculty it is to be able to notice our thoughts, to feel sensation. And finally, noticing also how you're feeling at the level of your heart, your spirit. What can help to point to this is your sense of feeling connected to yourself. Feel the quality of your relationship to yourself. How do you nurture yourself? What arenas are you hard on yourself? As we familiarize with the yamas and niyamas, we become aware that this power of self-observation is what allows us to know when we're in and out of alignment with the basic premises of these yamas and niyamas. So they become another tool for deepening our understanding of our relationship to the world, as well as our relationship to ourselves. We hold it in that cloak of kindness. When done, to thank yourself, acknowledge your honesty with yourself, your willingness to look in, to check in. And dropping into another aspect of Patanjali's teachings, which is the breath. So I always like to begin with simple breath awareness to just familiarize yourself with the breath the way it is. Without changing, without controlling the breath. What does the breath show you? The breath often typically mirrors, reflects our state of mind. So as we know, our mind and emotions affect our physiology. The breath is an aspect of that physiology. Long and or deep breaths, often indicative of a greater sense of ease or relaxation. Rapid, short, and shallow breathing, often the indication of the presence of some stress or anxiety, and it's not to be judged. We move in and out of all these states. The key is not to repress, not to push away. Just notice. In the noticing, we notice if we can even maintain focus on the breath for a second or two or a minute. Where are you with that without judgment? And that might vary moment to moment, day to day. So we don't judge it. We're just seeing what's here. Then we cultivate this direct relationship with our physiology by working with the breath, one of the only physiological functions that operate independently without our interference, as well as we can control it. So firstly, begin to deepen the breath. Best to do it progressively, never forcing the breath. I liken this to working with a very brand new, good quality balloon. And if any of us have blown up a really good quality balloon, we know it's really hard on the first pass. You don't get quite as much air in it. You can't quite fill it up the first blow. And then you let the air out and you begin again. In the same way, we start to open the breath, welcoming in a little bit more on every inhale. And letting it out on exhale. And when you approach that comfortable maximum, we actually begin to what we could call valving the exhale. So if you were to squeeze that hole on the balloon partially shut when you're letting the air out, the air will release slower. So we consciously begin to slow down the release of the exhale. And if that feels uncomfortable or way too difficult in and out of the nose, you invite the mouth to be the valve through which you release the exhale by creating pursed lips and blowing the breath out slowly through the mouth. So the key is to find the technique that meets you this morning. hope as we explore the yamas and niyamas is that we're offered the opportunity by understanding ourselves more fully, ways to live that feel more peaceful and more supportive for our overall well-being. This was the intention of this mysterious figure, Patanjali. Staying with that comfortable full inhale. Continue to valve or to slow down the release of the exhale. And working with it for 3 more breaths. Yamas and niyamas are 10. There's 10 of them. 5 yama, 5 niyama. The original meaning of the word yama is to bridle or refrain or rein, to rein in. And they're practices that are connected to the outer world. They're outer observances. Yet, they often reflect our relationship to ourselves. So what we do on the outside is often representative of what's arising within ourselves. And when we change what's inside or evolve what's inside, it presents in a more evolved way outside. The reverse is true. When we work to improve, for lack of a better word, our behavior, our relationship with the outer world, it in turn impacts our relationship with our inner world, the way we treat ourselves. So the next time you exhale, exhale and empty. Following that inhale, comfortable, full inhale. And while maintaining an awareness of the breath, to now release control of the breath. And once you've surrendered control, to just notice if the practice itself has changed what you originally noticed about the breath. See if it's changed your experience of how you're feeling. No judgment, yes or no. Maybe it's gray, you're not sure. Just be with what you notice. Realign so you're tall and the shoulders are relaxed. And with gaze either toward the floor or eyes closed. Next time you exhale, please turn the head to look right. Then inhale, draw the head to center. And with your exhale, allow the head to turn in the opposite direction. Inhale, the head finds its way back to center. And exhale, the head leans, lowering right ear toward right shoulder. Try to keep the shoulder girdle level, the spine tall as the head releases. And Here we have two separate experiences, one of the contraction or compression of the muscles in the right neck and shoulder. The other is the lengthening and opening of the muscles through the left side of neck and shoulder. Which side is the sensation strongest for you? What happens if you let that left shoulder drop down a tiny bit more, maybe even releasing the hand toward the floor? As you discover that place of strongest sensation, welcome the breath there. Remember that the direction of our attention is really what we're looking for. That our breath doesn't actually go into the neck and shoulder. But as we direct attention, we actually do bring energy, focus to that place of sensation. Give it just another breath. And when done, inhale, find that centered, neutral position, letting the hand come back to the lap if it was released. And then wait for an exhale to lean the head to the opposite side. And again, explore both sides of the neck, both shoulders. Where does the strongest sensation live? Is it helpful to drop the right shoulder a little more, maybe releasing the hand to the floor? Is the face and jaw relaxed? Can you hone attention into body and breath? Or do you find the mind really busy and unfocused this morning? No need to demonize it or judge it. Just notice, wow, I'm really distracted today. What happens if I rein it in? If I practice yama, rein it in. Two more breaths. And when those breaths are done, head will rise, hand returns to lap. Next inhale, allow both shoulders to lift toward the ears. Exhale, circle shoulders back and down with a sigh. And then repeat that 2 more times. Ha. Ah, and the last time those shoulders come down, ease them down. And then extend both arms forward at shoulder height. Turn the palms of the hands to face one another. And on an in-breath, bend the elbows, reach the elbows behind the back, expand the heart, lift the bridge of the nose to the sky, relax the jaw. You're feeling any discomfort in the neck or head, tuck that chin down a bit. Focus on the squeeze and the shoulder blades, the opening through the chest, through your heart space. Give it 3 more breaths. Lifting the heart to the sky, welcoming the sun back into our lives. 2 more breaths. When done, please reach toward opposite shoulders, right hand to left, left to right. Elbows settle down toward the belly, tuck the chin and round, enough to feel the back of the heart open, the shoulder blades to open. Head is heavy, breath is full. Another breath. When done, inhale, rise to seated, open the arms like wings, T position, shoulders still soft. We're gonna move side to side with the breath. So exhale, right hand to floor, left arm reaches over the head as we lean right. Inhale to T position, and exhale, same movement, other side. Your pace, follow the breath. We'll go 2 more to each side. And we'll hold the last set. Take it at your pace. Keep grounding through the sit bones. So the last time you come over to the right, right hand down, left arm up, you'll hold. Adjust the neck and head, soften the face, find ease. Left buttock, hip grounding, breath full for 4. Breathing into left ribs, left lung for 3. Kind to yourself for 2. When you're done, please inhale, T position, reaching through fingers. And exhale, ease over, opposite side, right buttock, right sit bone grounding. Right side of the body, long and open. Breath moving into right ribs, right lung. Open that balloon in the right side of the body. 3 more breaths. When you're done, inhale, rise to T position. From T, draw both arms forward, palms touch, fingers interlace, hands turn out. Press the palms out, tuck the chin, round the back like cat pose. Short hold, 2 breaths. When those breaths are done, tall seated position. Hands release, arms release to the lap, and take a moment to stop. Maybe sensing a greater level of circulation or energy through the arms and upper body, maybe not. You're just noticing what's true. And after a moment's observation, to let the eyes open, we'll place any props to the side of the mat and allow the legs and feet to stretch forward. We will be continuing in table pose, so if there's anything you need to do here to wake those legs and feet up, you can even pat down the legs, down and up, just to bring a little more sense of circulation. Don't miss the sides, be gentle on the knees. And then when you're ready, we'll make it to table. I'm going to do a few forearm and wrist stretches from table. So we're first going to set the wrists beneath the shoulders. Now, if this is too intense, to step the hands as we often do forward of the shoulders. Now, an option here is to keep the hands put and shift your weight a little forward so it brings even more pressure into the wrists, possibly up into the forearm. We're not staying long. It shouldn't be excruciating. We're just shifting weight, narrowing that space between the wrist and the hand. And then we're going to back off of that. And we're going to try flipping the hands under. So this can be really intense. We're going to do one hand at a time. So take either hand, we'll do both. And if you go forward and then pulse back, you'll start to feel the difference. And you want to take it to a place where you're feeling a stretch without it being excruciating. No excruciation today. I don't even know if excruciation is a word. So nice full breaths, stretching into that wrist and forearm. And then let's release whatever hand you're on. And let that hand wrist a little forward of the shoulder so we minimize the pressure into that side. And we're going to flip the opposite hand. And again, let yourself pulse forward and back. So I'm on my right hand here. You may have already done your right. And I'm finding the sensation here much more acute. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to shift into my sweet spot. And I'm going to offer it a gentle hold. These little movements are great for anyone who's on a keyboard a lot, or you play an instrument or knit a lot. You find the hands and wrists and forearms get a little wonky. Great. And let's back off of this hand, release the palm to the floor. We're going to do one more. I'm going to ask you to try to turn your hands, both of them, so your fingers are pointing toward the corner of your mat. You're going to sink down into all the fingers into the palms, and we're just going to hold here. And you might notice a difference if you walk the hands a little closer or a little further apart. So if anyone's not feeling much with this, what happens if you move the hands a little closer to each other? Same rule applies. Don't make it too strong. Give it another breath. And when you're done, flip the hands around to neutral and drop the buttocks to the heels, child pose. And in that child, see if you can lift the hands off the floor and circle the wrists. Go a bunch of times in one direction, really loose, really floppy. And then reverse direction. And if you can't do it from child, just come to a position where you can get those hands and wrists to mobilize. And when your hands and wrists feel happy, when the sensation has stilled some, to just come into whatever variation of child feels comfortable for a moment, and allow yourself to return to the breath. Bring your attention to the back lungs and ribs. And open up the balloons. Breathe deeply into the back body. And empty on your exhale. 3 more breaths here. And when done, please return to table position. Once in table, stretch the right leg out behind you at hip level. And as you exhale, draw the knee toward the belly, lower the head. Inhale, straighten the leg out, head is neutral, so we want a straight line here. Exhale, knee toward belly, forehead lowers. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, knee toward belly, lower the head. And 1 more time. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, knee toward belly, lower the head. And now take the leg out, lift the head in alignment with the rest of the spine. Nose points down, flex right foot, push through heel, and reach the left arm forward. Chakravarkasana, firm the tummy, stabilize the core for 4 breaths. Full deep breaths, count them out. Whenever your breaths are done, hand and knee find mat, buttocks sink to heels. Take a breath, shake out the wrists again if you'd like. And when you're feeling ready, I'd like you to rise to table again. And this time, please stretch the left leg out, flex the foot. And as you exhale, knee toward belly, lower the head. Inhale, stretch the leg out, lift the head to neutral. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, lengthen long. And one last time, exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach it out long, hold here, level the hips, firm the tummy. And when you're ready, explore bringing that right arm forward. Reach back through your heel, out through your fingers, maybe smile. Find breath and simply observe. Observe relationship to self for 3 more breaths. And stay for 2. When you're done, exhale, hand and knee to mat. Buttocks briefly back to heels. Deep breath in the back body. When you feel ready, please inhale, table. And exhale, bent knee down dog. So keeping the knees bent as you press the tail back. Relax the neck and head. Maintain a bend in the right knee. Reach left heel toward the floor. Feel it, breathe with it, honor it. 2 more breaths. When breaths are done, reverse the position of the leg, reach down through the right heel, the left knee is bent and hold. How do the legs appear different? Breathe and feel. 2 more breaths. When done, let both knees be bent high onto the toes and slowly extend both heels down for 3. And stay 2. When done, raise the right leg a bit. Very carefully bring the right leg forward. You might use your hand to get there. You might go to table first. And we're going to work in the lunge. So straight back leg. Do not hesitate to grab your blocks for this. One hand on each block. We're going to pulse the hips a little bit. Fists is another option. On the exhale, sink low in the hips. Inhale, let the hips rise a little. Exhale, sink into the hips. Inhale, lift the hips. Now, last time, sink into the hips. This is option A. Option B would be to let that left knee come to the floor. That might even give you a feel of a better stretch than the knee up. So you choose and hold for 3. Long, full breaths. Stay 2. Whenever you're done, if the knee's down, curl the toes, lift the knee. And here we'll step the right foot back to downward facing dog again. We'll give dog 2 more breaths. And then obviously we'll repeat to the other side. So when you're ready, the opposite foot, left foot comes forward. Right leg shimmies back. And on the exhale, sink into hips. Inhale, raise the hips. And again, exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. And one last time, exhale, sink and hold. Press through the heel. Or decide to bring that right knee to floor. What gives you the best stretch for your body? Full deep breaths for 3. Deep inhale, full exhale, stay 2. Now we're gonna go to ragdoll pose here. So you either step to table, down dog to ragdoll, or step the back foot forward to ragdoll. Doesn't matter what works best for your body. Knees bent, upper body relaxed. Let's all take hands up onto thighs, just above the knees. Press into those thighs, lift the head, align it with the spine. Draw your sternum, your heart forward, shoulders back, so your spine lifts to that halfway position. Settle the hips a little lower as if you were going down into a chair. Press into the thighs, lift the chest away from the thighs. So we're in Utkatasana chair pose. Firm the tummy, bring hands to heart, find breath for 4. Deep inhale, full exhale for 3 more. Settling into that seat, stay 2. Offer it 1 more breath. When done, sink into feet, rise up, stretch the arms up, add a gentle back bend, and then spine to neutral, hands come together, hands to heart, Samastiti, balanced pose. Feel the weight of the thumbs resting on the sternum, and feel the beat of your heart. Deep, full inhale. Complete exhale. Just 2 more breaths here. When done, allow the arms to release. Let's be facing the very front edge of our mat. Feet at hip width distance. Take a large step back with left foot. Adjust the feet so they remain about hip width and you're oriented toward the front of the mat. Arms at side. We're going to work with W arms this morning. So on inhale, as you bend the right knee over the ankle, arms form a W, they draw back and the chest comes slightly forward. Exhale, straighten the leg and release the arms. Inhale, right knee over ankle, arms lift into W, arms draw back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, release, that's 2. 3 more times, keep following the pace of the breath. Coming in on the inhale, releasing out on the exhale. And the very last time you come into the pose, that's the hold. So as the arms draw back, chest displaces slightly forward of the hips, both feet grounded. Check to see that right knee is sitting right over the ankle and drop down into that back heel. And let's breathe here together for 4. And stay for 3. Give it 2 more. When you're done, inhale, straight leg, let the arms release. Bring right hand to hip and take the left arm overhead. Just to note here, if this feels too strong with the arm overhead, work the movement with both hands on the hips. Right hip draws back. Feet press down, leg muscles hugging in. And on the exhale, hinge from the hips and fold toward a halfway down position. And then inhale, arm stays beside the head as you come back up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold toward halfway down. Inhale, rise back up. Let's try 2 more. Following the breath. The last one will be a hold. So again, if it's feeling too much to hold with arm by head, move hand to hips. Right hip draws back, left fingers reach forward for 3. Reaching through the crown of the head, nose pointing down, 2. When you're done, inhale, back out of the pose. Let that left arm release down, hands to hips. Bend the forward knee, lean forward, and glide that left foot up. March in place, let everything release, everything soften. And we'll repeat the same on the opposite side. So here, the right foot steps back. Take time to find a solid stance, feet at least hip width apart.
Hands begin on the side. We'll start with the warrior movement. On the inhale, left knee over the ankle, arms form the W, arms back, chest a little forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, release out. 3 more times. And the very last time, knee lands over the ankle, draw the arms back, chest forward. Keep anchoring through the feet and breathe. Full breaths for 4. Legs engaged, stay 3. Just 2 more breaths. When you're done, please release the pose, relax the arms, move hands to hips, and draw the right arm up and overhead. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, left hip draws back a bit as you exhale and move toward the half fold. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, half fold. Inhale, rise up. Last time our hold. So ground the feet, engage the legs. Exhale, find that half fold. Don't hesitate as needed to bring right hand to hip. Breath is full for 4. Deep full breaths, stay 3. Take your time. When you're done, inhale, bring it up. Once up, the arm releases, hands to hips, front knee bends, lean forward, and carefully step that right foot up. March a little, let things soften, and you can even march your way to face the long edge of your mat. Let's start with feet at hip width, shoulders down, heart tall. Hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer at the heart. Half sun salutation. Inhale, sweep tall, stretch up, look up. Soften knees, hinge from hips, swan dive, still forward. Halfway lift on the in-breath. Knees bend, fold on the out-breath. Stay grounded as you inhale and sweep it up. Stretch up, look up, gaze to thumbs, thumbs to heart. And pause a moment. Feel the beat of the heart. Sense the quality of your breath. And with curiosity, kindness, notice where your attention lives. Here, the arms can release. Let's find an open straddled stance, feet nice and wide, toes oriented forward. And notice where your weight is going on your feet, and can you sink into all 4 points like you were wearing 4-wheeled roller skates, ground all wheels. Hands on outer thighs, shoulders down the back. Pendulum movement, pull the legs in first, and as you exhale, lean right. And as you inhale, rise up. And exhale, lean left. And inhale, rise up. And again, exhale to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale to the left. And inhale, rise. Now let's exhale to the right. We're going to hold right. Turn your gaze without moving your shoulders. Let the head turn to the right toes. And as you inhale, the left arm rises and drishti, gaze goes up to left fingers. Exhale, the arm comes down and the head turns toward the right toes. Inhaling, left arm up, gaze up. Exhale, left arm down, gaze down. 2 more. Fluid, moving with the breath. We'll hold the last one. So remember, as you come in for the hold, adjust the head so it's aligned with the spine, and only turn the head up if that feels safe and comfortable. Re-engage the legs if they've softened, ground the feet, and breathe. Full breaths for 3 more. Take your time. When your 3 are done, first lower the arm, turn the head toward the right foot, and then make your way up to center. Stop and center, feel. And let the leg muscles soften if they're still engaged. And after a moment's observation, let's ease in on the opposite side. So left hand gliding down left leg, head turns down toward left foot. And on the in-breath, the right arm rises, gaze goes up. Exhale, right arm floats down, gaze goes down. Inhale, rise up, look up. Exhale, arm down, look down. And now hold. Inhale, rise up, look up. Feet press down, legs engage. Breath is full. And noticing, where are you? Where's your attention? What's happening in the body? Notice the quality of breath. And just another breath here. When you're done, the arm goes down, the gaze turns down to the left, and then we rise on up to standing. In the standing position, move hands to hips, turn the heels in, toes out, and we're going to bend the knees a little. We're going to adjust the feet for goddess squat. And then we'll move in and out of the pose. So we're going to inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Your pace, 3 more up and down, nice and slow. Riding up and down that central channel, still connected to earth, still connected to sky. And we're riding the ups and downs of life with equanimity and ease, coming into right relationship with self. Last time you're in hold. So hands can be here or palms up, or if you'd like to do a little alternate nostril breath as we hold here, bring hands to prayer, and we'll do the nostrils with the thumbs, blocking right nostril, inhaling left. Changing nostrils just before the exhale. So the breath becomes our point of focus. So if you're not doing alternate nostril, come back to our earlier breathing of in through the nose and out very slowly through the nose or the mouth. We're going to try 4 more breaths. Just a suggestion, if you need to come out sooner or release the breath, honor that. Your practice, your time, your body. When your breaths are done, let the inhale slowly bring you out. Once out, release the arms. Heel toe the feet back toward hip width. And once the legs are back toward hip width, let's just go into gentle twist, twisting right, left heel rises. Twisting left, right, heel rises. And you go slow or fast. You let the arms be like empty coat sleeves, let them just flap. Short hold, so the next time you go to the right with your twist, hold it briefly, feel what that's like. And then bring yourself back to center and take it the other way, hold and breathe. And then finally, back to center. Feet step and turn to the front of the mat, hands reestablish prayer position. And on the in-breath, sweep up, stretch up, look up. Soft knees, hinge from hips, swan dive still all the way forward. Halfway lift as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend the knees a lot, hands to floor. Let's step it back to plank. Those who would like to hold plank, do so for 4 breaths. Those who rather not, come right down onto your belly. So those who are in plank after your 4 breaths, take it down onto your belly. Let's move the arms to the side body, palms down in the prone position. Inner legs and feet drawn toward one another as the body finds its way into a nice straight line. I invite you to start with the head turned right and to alternate your head direction each time we lift and lower from these half boat movements. We'll begin with the right arm and the left leg. So on inhale, lengthen and lift right arm, left leg, let the head turn so the nose points down. As you exhale, the arm and leg lower and the head turns left. And we'll repeat left arm, right leg, inhale, lift. Exhale, head turning as you lower. Excuse me. Inhale, right arm, left leg, lift. Exhale, release. Left arm, right leg, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We're gonna add hold. So inhale, right arm, left leg gazes down. As you hold, exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten the left leg. And again, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straight leg. Last time, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, release and soften. Take a breath. Now, for left arm, right leg, let's inhale, lengthen and lift. Head rises, nose points down. Exhale, bend right knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Last time, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, release. Head and arms rest comfortably. Take a breath. Invite your pelvis to sink into your mat. Invite the tops of your feet to sink into the mat. Pelvis and legs stay down. On the inhale, reach back with both arms, lift both arms, chest and head. Exhale, lay them down. 2 more, inhale, lift. Upper body only. Exhale, lay it down. And we're gonna hold. So inhale, lift, stay here, exhale. Inhale, reach back a little more. Stay here. Exhale. Stay here. Inhale. And on the exhale, let it all down. Relax and soften shoulders, arms, and hands. Bend the knees. And just let the feet swish side to side. And now feet come back to stillness. And return the feet to the ground. From here, please press first to table pose. From table pose, head first, child, elbows bend, forehead toward floor, then buttocks to heels. 3 deep breaths into the back body. And then from here to transition onto your mat. Onto your back, you're already on your mat. To transition onto your back. You can lie with the knees bent or legs straight, whatever is most comfortable for you. We'll be doing alternating knees to chest. So again, be aware of that as you choose your leg position. If you're laying with your legs straight, I would suggest flexing the feet. And on an exhaling breath, just the right knee into the chest, wrap the hands around the thigh or the shin. And initially hold that leg over the rib cage. But if desired, after a little exploration there, take the leg a little outside the rib cage. It might change up your experience. But find a place to settle for 3 more breaths. When breaths are done, at the knees to the side, draw it over the rib cage again. And then flex the right foot heel to sky, straight leg. Hands interlacing around the thigh. Inhale, push up through the heel. Exhale, draw the leg in closer. Now remember, you want to draw that leg in only as close as you can without bending the knee. So if to get it in closer, you need to bend the knee, better to work straight and work from there. Push through the heel, find breath and stay. It's fine to glide the hands higher up if that's better for you. For 3 more breaths. And 2. When you're done, the leg in the sky, the knee can bend, the foot to the floor. Those working with straight legs will straighten the right leg. Wherever you are, just let all things relax. Pause between movements to feel and check in. And then we'll begin the same exploration, other sides. The left knee in over rib cage. If the legs are straight, the right foot is flexed. We can all flex the left foot of the knee being drawn in, that foot. And again, explore over the rib cage, and then if desired, take it a little to the outside of the rib cage, see what's happening there. And you choose your sweet spot for the hold. Try to relax into the sensation as you also relax into the breath. And remain here for 3 more breaths. When you're done, adjust that leg back over the rib cage. Keep the left knee in. Bring the right knee in as well. Hug both knees in deeply. And then release the right foot to the floor. Extend the left leg into the sky. I almost missed this. And again, that right leg can be bent or straight, however you work this on the other side. Push up through the heel and exhale, straight leg draws in. Full deep breaths. For 3 more. Whenever you're done, to let the knee bend. And release the foot to the floor. And if the legs are straight, I'd like you to bend both knees, arms at your side. Very brief visit to bridge. So center the ankles beneath the knees, ground the feet. And on the inhale, sink down through the shoulders, press into the feet, reach through the knees, find your bridge. Hold bridge 3 breaths. And following bridge, release the spine to the ground. Bring one knee and then the other into the chest. Hug the knees in. Allow the arms to expand to T position. Final twist. Maybe lowering knees right, head left, maybe feet to floor, hips left, before knees right, head left, you choose. In what way do you enter this pose that feels optimal for your spine, optimal for your body? Settling, softening, releasing. And remembering that Yama is all about the way we relate to the world. So we notice first how we relate to ourselves and how that seems to be reflected in the world. Three more breaths on this side. Once done, inhale, take it to center. And with your exhale, explore it on the other side. Notice as you settle any tendencies to spin right into thought. Don't judge it, just notice it. And see how concentrated focus on sensation and breath help you to slip behind your thoughts. Help you settle more fully into the body.
And 3 more breaths here. Once complete, inhale, center. Hug knees to chest in center. From knee to chest, we lay out in Shavasana for final relaxation. Grabbing additional clothing or blankets as desired. As you settle into Shavasana this morning, welcome you to bring into your awareness one word that helps you to be gentler or kinder toward yourself. It might be gentle, it might be kind, it might be take a breath. It might be acceptance. Whatever it is, whatever that quality is that supports you in your relationship to yourself, bring that word to mind. And then add to it these 2 words, I am gentleness, I am kindness, whatever your word is. And if I am doesn't fit, how do you adjust it? But make it positive, affirmative. And repeat it to yourself several times. If you're alone and you want to say it out loud, or if you're not alone and it's okay for your yoga buddy to hear, just say it out loud 3 times or silently. After that's repeated, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, encourage and allow the whole body from toes to top of head to soften, to relax, to release, to let go, and let go, and let go. deepening. Body awakens with very gentle movement. Stretching and moving in whatever way you desire. When ready, making your way to a comfortable seated posture with your eyes closed. I invite you to pause a moment. To continue that exploration we started at the start of class. Becoming aware of how you're feeling. The effects of practice on how you are feeling. And any quality that you'd like to carry into your day. Set intention for your day. Hands to prayer position at the heart. As we together chant the sound of Om, taking in a breath. Om. Om Shanti, 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 peace. May each of you and may all beings everywhere know happiness, peace, and freedom from suffering.